The Honorable Tun Dr. Mahathir bin Mohamad, Prime Minister of Malaysia, the Honorable Dato' Darrell Lai King, Minister of International Trade and Industry, Cabinet Ministers of Malaysia, the Honorable Chief Minister of Sabah, Deputy Ministers, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome and selamat datang to the launching ceremony of Malaysia as the host of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation APEC 2020. Now before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to briefly introduce ourselves. My name is Terrance.
And I'm Ethan.
And she is the youngest person in the hall at 11, a future leader of tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you for that APEC love. Now, just before we get started, Izan, I thought it appropriate to ask you, an 11-year-old, what you think of. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear APEC?
Well, Uncle Terrance, what I think about APEC is like when all the leaders gather to create a better world for everyone.
That's a very appropriate answer, and at 11, I must admit, I did not know that. But what happened when I was around your age was, 22 years ago, APEC was first hosted here in Malaysia. And I was around your age, 11, when APEC first rolled into town. And it has been 22 years since this iconic event has been hosted here in Malaysia. And the very special, iconic similarity is the fact that Yang Amat Berhormat, our Honorable Prime Minister, is Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad.
Well, 22 years later, when APEC comes back to Malaysia, I will be your age and I will be Auntie Ethan and I will be hosting with another future leader. Interestingly, this venue was built for APEC meetings.
It's surprising how much research you can do these days just by scrolling on your phone and Googling things. Congratulations, Ethan. Moving forward, we thought we'd put some meat on that bone about the introduction of APEC. APEC is the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, or better known as APEC. And it's a regional economic forum established in 1989 to facilitate trade and economic cooperation within the Asia-Pacific community. Ladies and gentlemen, this year marks 30 years of the existence of APEC. The 21-member grouping aims to create greater prosperity for the people of the region by promoting a balanced, inclusive, sustainable, innovative, and secure growth, and also by accelerating regional integration.
Without further ado, I would like to invite the Honorable Dato' Darrell Lai King, Minister of International Trade and Industry Malaysia, to give his welcoming remarks.
Selamat pagi, good morning to everyone and Kopi for Siang. Yang Amat Berhormat, Tun Dr. Mahathir bin Mohamad, Prime Minister of Malaysia. This 9 to the 12th of December. With that, and thank you for making time. Thank you for sparing your day and morning with us. The Prime Minister will be speaking soon, and do give us your continuous support, and I can only say terima kasih, thank you, and katawadan to each and every one of you all. Yeah.
Thank you, Minister. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to invite to the stage the Honorable Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, to deliver the officiating address.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to everyone. Yang Berhormat Dato' Ignatius Darrell Lai King, Minister of International Trade and Industry, cabinet ministers and deputy ministers, APEC foreign missions, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I welcome the representatives of the APEC ambassadors and high commissioners, distinguished business leaders, government officials, and all guests to the launching of APEC 2020 at this site, which has its own significance to the event. In 1998, when Malaysia first hosted APEC, and I was the fourth Prime Minister then, we chose Cyberjaya for the leaders' meeting as we wanted to showcase Malaysia's multimedia super corridor, our very own hub. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the Experience APEC 2020, and I look forward to the support of all in making APEC 2020 a success. I hereby officially launch APEC 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, the Prime Minister of Malaysia. We'd like to invite you, sir, to kindly remain on stage, as I would like to invite the Minister and Deputy Minister of MITI to join the Honourable Prime Minister at the launch podium. May I now invite the Honourable Prime Minister, Minister and Deputy Minister to kindly place their hands on the launch podium to initiate the launch of APEC 2020 on a count of 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, Minister and Deputy Minister. We invite you to return to your seats and enjoy the launch sequence.
And now, in the spirit of shared prosperity, we request the attention of the Prime Minister, guests of honor, and all heads of economies. At the end of the countdown, please place your hand on the digital panel located to the right of your respective seats. 3, 2, 1.
delegates to Malaysia, starting with the informal senior officials meeting in Langkawi on the 9th of December 2019.
Welcome to Malaysia, the host of My APEC 2020. With that, we have come to the end of the launching ceremony. I would like to invite the Honorable Prime Minister, Meeting Minister, and Deputy Minister for the press conference in Cheetah Ballroom.
We'd also like to invite the Chief Secretary to the government and the APEC Secretary and Executive Director to join in the press conference at the Cheetah Ballroom. Representatives of the APEC member economies, Cabinet Ministers, Chief Minister, Deputy Ministers, and Secretary Generals are invited to the Karma Lounge for refreshments. For all remaining guests, we would like to invite you to the Veranda Restaurant for your refreshments. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining us here today.
It has been a pleasure being your Master of Ceremony at this historic event.
Once again, I'm Terrance.
And I'm Ethan, and we look forward to meeting you again soon.
Terima kasih.
And have a wonderful day.